Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a drugstore kind of like favorites video. So these are all of my favorites from the drugstore. Like this is what I think is the best that you can find at the drugstore. I've tried so many things from the drugstore. As you can tell, I love makeup. So these are things that I picked out that I think are the best things you can get at the drugstore. I might do a like worst at the drugstore video, but I hate bashing products because that's not what I want to be about. But I am very honest with you guys, and I like to let you guys know what I like and what I don't like. So if you guys want to see kind of like a worst at the drugstore video, let me know down below and I definitely will do that for you guys. So if you guys are interested in seeing what my version of the best at the drugstore products are, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let's just get on to the video. Okay, so starting off with primer, I'm going to start off from like primer, foundation, you know, concealer, and go on to the rest of the face. So I have two favorites. One of them I actually don't have with me, but the first one is this L'Oreal Magic Lumi primer. This, I've gone through a couple bottles of these and I honestly just love this primer because I do have dry skin. So it's just a kind of like white pearly product when you blend on the hand. As you can see, it's white, but then when you blend it onto your hand, it kind of just leaves your skin like very glowy, and I really like this to use before my foundation. I don't know if it really makes your foundation last longer, but I mean, I never had an issue with makeup rubbing off while using this, so I'm sure it does, you know, keep the lasting power a little bit better than if you didn't use a primer. But it's just a light infusing primer, and I feel like it just makes your skin look very dewy and glowy. If you have oily skin, I don't know if you would like this, but since I do have dry skin, I do typically really enjoy this product. So definitely try this out if you are a dry skin person like I am. Now the other primer that I actually don't have with me to show you guys is the NYX Angel Veil, I think it's called, primer. It's just in like a little white tube and it has a pink cap on it, and it's by NYX, and I really like that primer for dry skin as well. It's very moisturizing. It is, I believe, like a $15 primer. It might be a little bit more than that. I really enjoy that primer. I think it's great. I think that it does make the makeup last a little bit longer on the skin probably than this one would. That one to me is more of a primer, and it does have more of like a silicone feel, as to this one that I was just talking about is more of like a lotion primer. So definitely check that one out as well. So as for foundations, there are a lot of foundations from the drugstore that I do enjoy, but they aren't like my holy grail foundations that I feel the need to really talk about and that I think are like the best from the drugstore. These ones that I'm talking about are ones that I really would typically grab to use on like a daily basis and that I do really enjoy. So this first one is a little bit more new, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Foundation. I don't have the lid because I'm one of those girls that loses the lid to everything. As you can see, this doesn't have a lid on it either. Don't know what happens, they're gone. So I am in the shade 25 Nude Beige. So I really enjoy this foundation. I don't have really anything bad to say about it. It blends on the skin really nice. It hides any imperfections. It has a pretty long lasting wear, and it says that it's oil free and it has sunscreen in it, SPF 15. I don't find any flashback problems with this foundation. I just think it's an overall pretty good foundation from the drugstore, and it has pretty good coverage. So if you are someone with dry skin, definitely give this one a try. The next foundation that I have to talk about is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. I have gone through, I can't even tell you how many bottles of this foundation. This one is in the shade Sand Beige W5. I'm not currently the shade right now. This is more of like my summer shade. Like I said, this is the Lumi, so I don't know how it works for oily skin. I'm probably going to say that about a lot of products because, like I said, I do have dry skin, so I can really only talk for me. But I have used this on a good amount of skin types, and I haven't had any issues. So I feel like this wouldn't really be an issue if you have oily skin because it isn't extremely luminous, but it just gives you a nice like satin finish to where your skin just looks alive and it doesn't look like you like, hey, I have a crap load of foundation on. So I am a huge fan of this foundation. I have purchased several bottles of this and I will keep purchasing this, so definitely try this out if you have not already. The other foundation is just that same foundation, but it's in the cushion form. I am a huge fan of this as well. Has the same amount of coverage. It just opens up like this. It comes with a little sponge, and then when you open it up, your foundation is in the sponge right here. I just think this concept is really cool. You just dip the sponge in and just apply it. This gives really good coverage as well. I think it's the same formula as this one. It might be a little bit different. I haven't really looked into that, but it is very buildable, and that's what I really like about this. You can apply one layer if you want just like a very, you know, natural look, or you can go in with 2 layers and really just build the coverage up, and that's what I really like about this foundation. And this is in the color, I believe, Classic Buff, so N3.5. I really like this foundation as well. Don't really have anything bad to say about this one. So jumping on into concealer, this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm sure you've seen several people talk about this concealer before. It kind of reminds me of the NARS, I can't think of what the name is. Oh my gosh, what is the name of that? I will put it somewhere over here when I think of it. It just reminds me so much of that concealer. It looks like it. It has the same coverage. I am in the color right here is Sand Sable. So this is it right here. Just a really nice concealer. I have nothing bad to say about this concealer. It doesn't settle into fine lines if you do set it. If you don't set it, then you're just gonna have creasing like with any concealer. But yeah, I just love this concealer. I think it's so good, and nothing bad to say about this one either. So now jumping into setting powders. I only have one here to talk about because this setting powder is kind of like a powder foundation, but I used it to set my foundation, so it does give extra coverage. This is the MILANI powder foundation, and I'm in the shade 02 Fresco. So this is the Even Touch powder foundation. So as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it, so there's only like the edges left in it. And I just really think this powder just gives you a really flawless finish to the skin. I don't find that it gets really cakey or makes you look muddy, if that makes any sense. When I set my face with this, it just gives me a really nice flawless finish. I've never had any issues with this powder. I think it looks really nice in photos. It's just a really good powder foundation. I've actually never tried this without a liquid foundation. I've only used this to really set my foundation with. So I don't know how it works on its own, but I bet it works pretty good because I find that I get a really flawless finish when I use this powder, and I'm a really big fan of this. Moving on to bronzers, I have 2 here to talk about. The first one is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm sure this is another one you guys have heard about here on YouTube. It's gone like viral. Everybody loves it. It just looks like this, and it has a really nice scent to it. It smells like coconut, smells like you're on the beach. This bronzer, guys, is one of the best bronzers, if not best bronzer ever that I've ever used, and that's saying a lot. It's just such a good bronzer. It's flawless on the skin. When you touch it to swatch it, it is so smooth and buttery, and it's just not overpowering when you apply it on your skin. It looks so natural, but yet you still have color to your face. So it's not too warm, it's not too neutral. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see that, but it is like the perfect shade. It's literally perfect. I am obsessed with this bronzer. I think it is so good for an affordable bronzer, and it is a little more pricey because it is by Physicians Formula. It has that perfect finish. It's not too matte and it's not shimmery whatsoever. It's just beautiful, and I am obsessed with this bronzer. The next bronzer I have here to talk about is actually a newer one to my collection, but I love it so much that I'm gonna talk about it. And this is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Blends Natural Radiance Bronzer. So it looks like this. This is in the shade number 30 Sunkissed. So it just looks like this. This is definitely more on the warmer side of a bronzer. I think it is so beautiful. It definitely gives you more of like a warm look. So this is definitely a bronzer you want to go to more in the summer. But also I've been using it very light-handedly even when I'm losing my tan. So I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but this is it right here swatched next to the Physicians Formula. As you can tell, this one's definitely more of a warmer color, and this is more of a cooler tone bronzer. I still love them so much, both the same. I just love using this to really add some color to my skin if I'm feeling like I'm looking a little ghostly and I just really want to bring my skin to life. You can also use this as a blush, kind of like more on like the apples of your cheek and just to warm up the skin. I definitely recommend this. I'm obsessed with this. Before blush, I really am not like a huge blush person. I have my one blush that I use all the time. That's from MAC. But this for the drugstore is one that I definitely go to a lot. And this is the MILANI Powder Blush in the shade Tea Rose number 8. So the packaging just looks like this. It's this really pretty rose, but you can't really see the rose anymore because I definitely use this blush a lot. So the center of the rose is like a ditch. But I really think these blushes are beautiful. They're very creamy, very easy to blend out. And this is in the shade Tea Rose, very super pigmented. As you can see, it's right here. I use this all the time. I think it's such a beautiful blush. There's so many, there isn't so many. There's only like 4 other shades, I believe, in this line, which I wish they would come out with more. But this one, like I said, is in Tea Rose. It's such a beautiful color. It seems very pink in the pan, but when you put it on your cheeks, it just gives you a really healthy glow, and it's very pigmented, so you need just a little bit, and they're very easy to blend out. Highly recommend these blushes. Now, as for highlight, I have a few to talk about. The first one is this Hard Candy highlight in the shade Tiki. So it just looks like this. You can find Hard Candy at Walmart, I believe. I think it only comes at Walmart. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So this highlight is just so beautiful. It's very natural. When you apply it on your face, as you can see right here, the way the light hits it, it's just such a beautiful color. I'm a huge fan of this. I've used it several times. It's just this little dome shape. It's not really a dome shape anymore because I use it so much. It's such a beautiful highlight. Highly recommend Hard Candy highlight if you've never tried. The next highlight I want to talk about is by Wet n Wild, and I have 2 of them here. These are the shimmer palettes. These are actually, I just kind of recently picked up. This one is in the shade, I believe it's in Boozy Brunch. Now this is super pretty, so let me show you guys what it looks like. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but this is it swatched right here on my hand. I tried to zoom in so you guys can see it a little better, and it's still a little hard to pick up how beautiful this color actually is, but I'm obsessed with this highlight. This highlight is just so beautiful. It has so many different shades in it, and it's more of like a kind of like champagne highlight. So like I said, this is in Boozy Brunch. And then this next one I have is I'll Have a Cosmo. This one I don't like as much, but it's still really good for the drugstore and very affordable for Wet n Wild. This is more on like the pinky side of the highlight. So if you are someone that likes a pinky highlight, you'll definitely enjoy this one. This one isn't as pigmented as the other one, as you can see right here, but it is more of a pinky highlight, so that is it right here. And then the last highlight from the drugstore that I have to talk about, I actually don't have right here with me, but it is by Physicians Formula, and it's the Shimmer Brick highlight in Miami. I think it's called Miami Strip, something like that. That highlight is to die for. It's probably my absolute favorite from the drugstore, which is why I'm so bummed I don't have it here to show you guys. But it's just like the shimmer strip, and you can use like, there's like a bunch of different colors, and you can use them for different things. You can use them for eyeshadows. You can use it for a highlight. It's so beautiful. It's my favorite from the drugstore, and like I said, it's in Miami Strip, I do believe. I'm sorry this video is so long. I have so much to talk about. So jumping to eyes, this I've talked about several times. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Eyeliner in the shade Blackest Black. There is not much to say about this besides the fact that it is honestly my favorite gel eyeliner of all time that I've ever used, not even just from the drugstore. I've gone through so many pots of these. I use these for my waterline, or if I want to do a gel eyeliner, like winged eyeliner. This stuff does not move. It stays on my waterline all the time. So many people ask me what eyeliner I use and why it never smudges, and it's definitely this. Highly, highly recommend this eyeliner. Now, as for liquid eyeliner, this has become my all-time favorite eyeliner, and this is the NYX Collection Noir Liquid Black Eyeliner. It just looks like this, and it comes with just a tiny, tiny felt tip. Guys, this eyeliner is so good. It dries matte. It's so affordable. It's by NYX. Such a good company. This has replaced so many eyeliners. There's nothing else to say about this eyeliner. You need to try it out. If you are someone that has trouble with doing winged liner, it's the smallest little brush, so it's very easy to apply a wing and very easy just to apply like a very thin eyeliner. It's definitely my favorite liquid eyeliner. Now, as for mascara, you guys, if you watch my channel, you know exactly what I'm gonna say. And it is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I've talked about this so many times, used it in almost all of my videos for my mascara. It's just such a good mascara. I haven't actually been using it because I do have lash extensions right now. So these are permanent lash extensions. I mean, not permanent. They do eventually fall off and you have to get them filled. But I haven't used any mascara in the past couple of weeks because I have these on. If you guys want me to do a separate video all about lash extensions, let me know down in the comments. I was going to do one, but I didn't know if that was something you guys wanted to see. So definitely let me know. But as for the days that I am applying mascara, this is my go-to mascara. Not even like from the drugstore, just in general. I love this mascara. It is so black, so good. Voluminous, gives you length. I just can't find another mascara to replace this. It's so good. Now, as for mascara for like my lower lashes, this has become my favorite. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Mascara. I love using this for my lower lashes. I don't know what it is about this brush. It's just like the perfect shape and it's pretty small. So it just gets the lashes and separates them really nicely. I think that's what I like most about this mascara is it really separates them and makes them look voluminous. It's so good. I definitely recommend this for lower lashes. Now, as for eyeshadow, I'm so picky when it comes to eyeshadow from the drugstore. There isn't really many eyeshadows that I typically use from the drugstore, but the ones that I have to talk about are actually really good from the drugstore. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this MILANI eyeshadow palette. It just comes with, let's see, it comes with 5 different shades. So this is the Bare Necessities one, so it's definitely like the nudes. I think that this palette is really nice. I have a makeup tutorial on this. I will leave it linked up here. It's just such a good eyeshadow palette. It's very good quality. You have a matte brown in here, and then there's like a highlight shade, and then there's a few other shades in here that are so stunning. This is the palette close up. I wanted to show you guys how pretty it is, and the pigmentation is stunning. I don't mean to flick you guys off, but this palette is just so good from the drugstore. I definitely recommend this if you are someone that doesn't really like to do crazy colors and you like your neutrals. This palette is definitely going to become your best friend. Now, this last palette that I have to talk about from the drugstore is this Golden's palette by CoverGirl. This is the True Naked. There are a few other palettes in this line, but this one is my favorite, and it is the Golden's. So this palette is beautiful. It has really good pigmentation. There's nothing really bad to say about it besides the fact they are a little powdery, so when you put your brush in, you're going to have a lot of fallout, but they're very blendable. The quality is definitely there for this palette, especially from the drugstore, so I definitely would recommend this one. This is what the palette looks like closer up. Really pretty colors. You have your golds, you have some darker colors in here, and some lighter ones. Definitely a gorgeous palette from the drugstore. I don't have any like lower end pencils that I like to use to fill my brows in, but I did want to talk about this one. This is the Essence Make Me Brow. This isn't a pencil. This is just typically to set your brows and fill them in at the same time. I really am a fan of this. This is by Essence, like I said. This reminds me of the Benefit Give Me Brow, but it's so much more affordable. I believe this is like $2, guys. This is so affordable. And this is number 3, Soft Brown. This is definitely on the more like ashier side. So this is it right here. This is super easy to just quickly fill your brows in if you don't have a long time. If you are running late and you just really need to pop something on your brows to keep them in place, this is so good, guys. And it's by Essence. Like I said, it's like $2. You cannot go wrong. It's so good. Now moving on to lips, I do have a few favorites from the drugstore. The first thing that I want to talk about is the NYX Lingerie Liquid Lip. These definitely are more on the kind of like sheer side, so you do have to apply it maybe 2 coats to get like a full matte look. So this one right here is Bedtime Flirt by NYX, and I really love this shade. It's like a nude pinky tone color. These are very comfortable on the lips. They last a pretty good amount of time. They're not like a long wearing formula, but they definitely are better than like just plopping on a lipstick. So definitely recommend these NYX Lingerie Liquid Lipsticks. The next thing I wanted to talk about is a balm from the drugstore, and this is by e.l.f. Now this is, I don't know exactly what the name is, but it's in the shade Perfect Pink. And I know that it's just one of those like adjusting balms where when you put it on your lips, it kind of adjusts to your lip and like your body temperature, and it makes the perfect like pink pout. I have been so obsessed with this, guys. But as you can see, where I apply it on my lips, it's more of like a brighter pink, and then where the rest of the lip product is, it's more of like a clear pink. So the reason why it's like that is because when you apply it on your lips, it kind of changes colors. So I just am obsessed with this when I just really want to kind of look more put together, but I don't want to sit there and apply like a liquid lipstick or really take the time to apply anything. I just plop this on. You don't need a mirror. It's just like a balm, and it just gives you like a nice flush pink lip, and I just have been a huge fan of this. I'm obsessed. I found mine at Target, but I don't know if they like have it permanently at Target. So I will leave a link down below for you guys. You're almost done, guys. This next product is by Revlon, and this is the matte lipstick in the color Pink Pout. So this has been one of my all-time favorite lipsticks from the drugstore. This is such a pretty pink. So this is it right here. It's definitely more of like a summery color, but it's such a beautiful formula, very creamy on the lips. So what I love about this is it's a matte formula, but it's very comfortable on the lips. It doesn't feel drying. It doesn't leave your lips like cracked or anything like that. Such a good formula. I really like the Revlon lipsticks, especially the matte ones. And then the last thing that I have to talk about here with you guys is the NYX Butter Gloss lip glosses. I've talked about these before in drugstore favorite videos. I have nothing bad to say about these. They're just so good. The smell of them, the formula, they're not sticky. They have so many different shades. I literally own every single color of these. I've bought every color myself. They're just so creamy and really easy to apply. It's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. Very glossy, not sticky at all. I hate sticky lip glosses. I take it off immediately if the lip gloss is sticky. And these are just so comfortable on the lips. So good. If you guys do not own the NYX Butter Glosses, then I don't know where you've been. They're super affordable, so many different colors, and they're very pigmented as well. That's what I like about them. So that wraps up this video, guys. I'm sorry that it was super long. I want to do like another drugstore video with more products. These are just ones that I really just gravitate for all the time, and I really enjoy. So give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful for you guys. Leave a comment down below letting me know if you guys have any other favorites that I should try from the drugstore. And if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, make sure to do so. I'm going to be having a huge giveaway when my channel hits 20,000 subscribers. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!